Men's rights activists were planning on a number of get-togethers, not only throughout the country, but throughout the world in various countries. And they have been stopped by a lot of critics and counter-protesters. Now, this all started when a men's rights blogger who, I don't even like saying his name because I know that he likes the attention, so I'm just going to avoid saying his name. A men's rights blogger basically said that he wanted, all the men's rights activists throughout the world to kind of get together in these meetups, and there was no specific note as to what they talk about. I know the media has been covering this as, pro-rape get-togethers.
Yeah, which I think is inaccurate.
It is inaccurate. So I want to be fair in reporting
Well, I would say even describing him generally as an MRA, I think he is an MRA, but I think he's more of a pickup seduction guy who happens to agree with MRAs. Like his website isn't men's rights. It's how to get laid.
How to get laid, and there have been a number of pro-rape posts, which is why the media has taken these meetups and they've kind of spun it to make it seem like these guys are going to get together and like endorse rape.
Yeah, which probably isn't what they would do. But
there's no evidence to say that they would do that, right? But the posts on these websites are disgusting and these are deplorable people, so I don't want to shy away from saying that as well. Now, just to give you an example of what the head of this men's rights or pickup website has said in the past, he says that society is a dominating neo-matriarchy where men dare not lift their heads.
Whenever I see neo put before something, I just assume the person is right and I join their group. Because it sounds really smart.
He believes that
it's new.
He believes that rape should be legal, and in 2014, during an interview with the Daily Dot, he said there's a lot of cases where a woman uses rape to resolve guilt that she was too easy, stated that men and women are absolutely not equal, and called homosexuality a deviant lifestyle. He also said women are now being encouraged to look like fat, outer space cyborgs. Women and gays are seen as superior to straight men. Now,
I had missed the fat outer space cyborg trend. Is that on Instagram?
Yeah, I didn't know that that women are being encouraged to look like that. It's always funny to me when someone as unattractive as this guy, and I know we're not sharing a picture of him because, again, I don't want to give him that attention. When someone who looks like him thinks that he can criticize the way other people look, you're not an attractive person.
I think it's sort of more natural that after you've been made to believe that you're not desirable, once you sort of develop these techniques to psychologically manipulate people, then you have to lash out because they've been so mean to you your whole life. I think there's a lot of people like that, actually. He takes it a little bit farther than most. He doesn't make a lifestyle out of it, a living off of it.
So
most people.
So they have canceled these meetups, and the reason why they did that is hilarious. They're worried about their safety, right? So they're all tough guys online where they're like supportive of rape, and they're saying all these
really
terrible things about people.
It's even worse than that because it's not just that he has a pickup site. There's a lot of people who do pickup or seduction, and they don't all think that rape should be legal. There's huge differences, but his specifically is. From evolution, women want alpha males. They want masculine guys. And so they preach a return to masculinity.
Yeah.
You have to be the strongest gorilla around to get the woman. Oh, they're going to protest us? Let's not do that anymore. Let's run away.
So
that's what makes it so ironic to me.
So here's what he said. He said, I can no longer guarantee the safety or privacy of the men who want to attend the February 6th or attend on February 6th, especially since most of the meetups cannot be made private in time.
Do they really need their safety or privacy guaranteed? I thought they were alpha males.
But exactly.
That's beta behavior, bro.
They went out of their way to publicize this and make it obvious that they were going to do these meetups. It's not like you were trying to avoid media attention and do these meetups in private. You're the one who wanted the attention to begin with. While I can't stop men who want to continue meeting in private groups, there will be no official meetings for this this group of pieces of shit. Okay.
Yes, Return of the Jedi. If you want to go to the website, they made a movie out of it a couple decades ago.
So there are some issues where I feel like moderate men's rights activists are right, okay? And they're legitimate issues, like whether it has to do with alimony, sometimes when it comes to custody issues, sometimes when it comes to the difference of...
Ladies' night.
Ladies' night, man. What the fuck is that
What the
about?
hell? If I actually wanted to go to a bar, man, ladies' night would piss me off. Thankfully, I don't.
There's a huge difference, not a huge difference, but there is some, differences between the way men get prosecuted for certain crimes versus women getting prosecuted for certain crimes. We've talked about this quite a bit on the show before.
That's true.
Female teacher has sex with one of her underage students, and everyone's like, oh, but was she hot? Oh, he probably wanted it. Whereas, get out of here. Whereas with men, if they do the same thing, they're immediately pedophiles and their entire lives are ruined. And their lives should be ruined because they are pedophiles. But the same treatment should be true for women as well. Now that I've said that, let me be absolutely clear about something. The men's rights activists that fall under this guy's category, or the pickup artists that fall under this guy's category that are unreasonable and obviously have a lot of disdain for women, make me laugh. And the reason why they make me laugh is because they get together online and constantly whine and cry about not getting laid. And it's like, oh, these women don't want to fuck me. They want to fuck the bad boys. Man, I'm an alpha male. No, you're a little bitch. That's what you are.
You don't cry online. You cry alone by yourself like I do. Not in a group. That's sad.
Look, honestly, I want you to get laid. I want you to have a happy, healthy sex life. And that's why I'm going to give you advice that you're not going to get on this website. Stop whining about not getting laid. That's the #1 thing that will prevent you from getting laid, okay? Stop listening to crazy people like the person who's running this website, because women find him disgusting. And so if you follow his logic or his tips, women aren't going to sleep with you, dude.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love you.
Yeah.
Just be smarter than that.
But also, I love that this is something that you see with very religious conservative societies, and he comes from a couple of more religiously conservative places in the world. He obviously wants him and his legion to go out and to sleep with as many people as possible, and he tries to do that when he can. But he is explicitly against female promiscuity. So, like, how does that actually work in practice? It's not like he's just trying to land the one perfect wife or anything like that. And I've always felt like, as much as most guys want to sleep with as many people as possible, I've always felt like it's important to me that in the moment she enjoys it, and afterwards she doesn't regret it and think that I'm a D-bag. I've always valued that. This guy has found a way to sort of push that out of his mind, I think.
What's really cool about that, too, I mean, what your preferences are is, like, the woman will come back if she doesn't think you're a D-bag.
Not in my experience, but the idea seems to bear out. So the thing that depresses me about this guy and his organization is that there are a lot of guys who were not given the training by their family, by society, to communicate with women in a way that women like, to present themselves in a way that women like. They don't know how to take good care of themselves. They don't know how to dress. They don't know how to communicate. They need to learn that stuff, and there are some places you can learn that. But some well-meaning guys go into a community like this thinking, oh, they have the secrets, and they get that information. But they also get 10 times as much BS, and they learn to resent women and hate women and think violent things about women, and they learn to just be pissed off at what society has done to them. And it's not necessary. You can just be educated by reasonable people and then go off and have happy relationships.
It is also very interesting because, look, radical feminists get a lot of criticism, right? And I don't come across these types of feminists often, but they exist, right? The ones that do seem to have some sort of disdain for men, right? And so you'll hear men's rights activists railing against them, but while they rail against them, they make general statements about women the same way that these radical feminists would make general statements about men. I mean, it kind of comes full circle. They're criticizing another group of people for doing exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And look, there are gradations and nuances in every group, right? Whether it's feminists or men's rights activists.
Which you have already acknowledged.
Which I've acknowledged.
They should do what you've been doing.
And that's the thing that sucks, because I think that there are good points made by some feminists. I think there are good points made by men's rights activists, right? But unfortunately, these crazy fringe people in both groups get the attention. The squeaky wheel gets the attention. And so
that happens when it becomes your identity. The group is who you are.
That's right.
And that can happen with any kind of group.
That's exactly right. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let them hijack your common sense message.